Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. So this time we go... Why has the broom closet not opened again? I love
Coming
the
to
broom
a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Boss's office. And then... to here.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Oh, what the fuck? That's never happened before. Okay. So now we go... So are we... I don't understand. I'm so confused. Are we still playing the first playthrough? Or is this a second playthrough? Is this like continuation from before? Or is it... It's all... some of it seems similar. Some of it seems slightly similar. But some of it seems
Stanley walked
new.
straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay. So we walk straight ahead. And we get to here.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
I was just about to say,
did he have the strength to find out?
This is so confusing. My brain...
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals
There's a
reduced
few up
to
there I
images
don't
on a
remember.
screen, and Stanley,
Is that-
one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay, so we're... am I supposed to try and do the story now? Well,
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe that
love this
couldn't be
game.
true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control
Wait,
all this
what?
time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Here we go.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Possibly.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Okay.
Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Flying.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Yeah, we're
For
turning it
he
off.
would dismantle the controls once and for all.
There we go. Wait, what? Did this happen last time?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Yeah, it did.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
Yeah.
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Did he though? It said it was going to prevent me from completing. doesn't look like that's going to happen. Is that a fit? Oh no, it's a bird. It's really nice out here. It'd be, yeah. Ah, very nice. Well, I guess there's only one thing to do.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Diddle-doo, 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 diddle-doo. Seeing as this is possibly the second playthrough, I don't feel as bad about talking over bits that we've been through before. Here we are again. Here we are again. Okay, so this way. This way. He's not saying anything. He's really not saying anything. He's
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's go to the escape. Let's go to the escape. Here we go. Escape, escape, escape.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Let's go downstairs. Downstairs was freaky, but I only did it once, so...
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found
this
an
is so weird
an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually
frustrating, and
he wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun.
Stand the light.
And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Just going to have a little drink.
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course,
let's keep going.
This was not a dream.
Exit.
How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself?
No.
Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over.
Oof.
Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal.
God.
Everything will be fine.
This still creeps me out.
I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Hello, Mariella.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
Oh, God.
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
I like that ending. It's disturbing as hell, but, you know, the point I take from it is the point I take from it, really. Let's go through the escape, shall we? I'm not sure how much... He still hasn't said anything.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Normally he says
entered the
stuff.
door on his left.
I think little things
Yes, there
change.
was not a single person here either.
Yeah.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Here we go.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Boss's office? Blah, blah, blah.
Here's the door, just go.
Okay. Let's go down. Go down. Yeah. Oh, so weird. So unbelievably weird. Okay. Oof. Wait, didn't it turn left there? Wait, what?
Stanley walked
Maybe.
straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape time.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Yeah. We're going for escape. We're going to
The
escape.
door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
There's so many... Oh, it's like a...
At this point,
giant
Stanley was making a conscious,
spiderweb in
concerted
my
effort
head.
to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Confront. I think this is the actual ending. So whenever you want, you can go here and go to this end, to the end. Actual ending is here. There you go.